the important part is to ensure that planning, the disaster risk plans are there, and municipalities together with private sector work on them, because it is the interest of the private sector to ensure that the disaster risk reduction plans of the municipality are up to scratch, and that their investment will only be protected if they understand how your plan is and whether your plan is actionable. Because our plans, especially disaster risk plans, should not be theoretical documents or theoretical concepts. They should be practical documents which, when disaster strikes, you can use the plan to respond. But what is critical is town planning. That is our focal point. For instance, if you look at the disaster that struck us in Mthatha, we're persuading those communities to move away from areas that are below the flood line. But taking us to court as government, we couldn't move them away. Unfortunately, climate change struck at us, and we lost many people in that event. But now, people are actually listening, because as the provincial government, we're saying all those that are in those areas must move away. So that's another mechanism of disaster risk reduction. And the other issue relates to maintenance of infrastructure. You see, there's nothing that creates disasters as unmanaged refuse. If refuse is everywhere scattered, it gets into the drainage system and blocks the drainage system. So what we are saying and emphatic on is that operations and maintenance of municipalities must work hard to ensure that drainage systems are cleaned and that rubbish is collected and managed properly in rubbish dumps. And rubbish dumps on their own must be properly managed so that there are no carbon emissions that affect communities. So it's a multiplicity of actions and plans that must be implemented to protect the health and well-being and the economy of municipalities. So today we are meeting here, and I must really say words of gratitude to Old Mutual, the University, Nelson Mandela, because we've got researchers that are working with us, that are analyzing the state of readiness, the state of preparedness of municipalities in responding to disaster, the Department of Forestry and Fisheries, Alimdat Foundations. Many organizations are interested in seeing that our disaster plans are documents that we can rely on, are documents that can be implemented practically. And so I'm very much happy with the developments that we have today, and I wish that all municipalities could be ready, because I mean the G20 is quite clear that if you don't invest in public infrastructure deliberately, you are going to face problems of disasters that will confront you, and you will not be able to manage them because you have not planned. And we need early warning systems too, to ensure that disaster is mitigated and people are saved, especially the poor and the poverty stricken.